There's also a dark side that comes with this money. It becomes a lot harder to determine who genuinely values you. You're gonna realize in September, everybody that's gonna be around you asking for money wasn't with you during your 90-day run. People feel like just because you love them or just because you guys are close that they're entitled to a percentage of your money. Y'all wasn't there with me waking up early. Y'all wasn't there when I was doing that deep work. And then when you tell people no, now all of a sudden they wanna say you changed. Does she genuinely like me or does she just like what I can provide? Don't save your money for 90 days straight just to throw it all in one night because temporary attention made you feel important. What's going on, fellas? I know you already seen the title, so we're gonna get right into it. I know in our lifetime we've heard people say money doesn't really matter, money isn't everything, money doesn't buy happiness, money doesn't make you a better person. And fellas, that's not what this video is about, right? I'm not here to speak on if that's true or not, because when it comes to those statements, everybody has their own opinion. But one thing that I will speak on that I know for certain is that money definitely changes the way the world responds to you. When you have money, people are more patient with you. They respect you more. You receive better service. You get access to different places and opportunities that the average person may not get. You go to a busy restaurant, they may tell somebody else it's a 2-hour wait. We don't have any tables available. We're completely booked. But when that same restaurant knows that you have money or recognize you as somebody who spends money, all of a sudden they try to make something happen for you. Now they're telling you, like, give me a second, sir. Let me speak to the manager and see what we can arrange. We may be able to move some things around for you. Now all of a sudden the table magically becomes available. The restaurant didn't get any bigger. They just simply decided that you were important enough to accommodate. Now once you sit down, they checking on you frequently. The manager may even come over and ask you how's everything going. Your drinks stay full. You don't gotta ask for a refill. They're making sure your food comes out correctly. It's the same thing with valet, fellas. If you pull up in a regular car, you might be sitting there waiting for somebody to come get your keys. But if you pull up in something more expensive, valet start running to your car. They opening the door for you. They saying good evening, sir. Welcome in, sir. They even want to park your car directly in the front. They don't know your character. They don't know if you're a good person. They don't know anything about you. They're reacting to what your car represents. And if you pull up in something expensive, it represents money, status, and possibly a good tip. Fellas, this is something I've been seeing for years, even with nightlife, right? When you go out to the clubs and when you go out to the lounges, they might tell somebody there's no sections available. Everything's sold out. They're all booked up. But when somebody walks up that they know is gonna spend some money, suddenly they start moving things around. They bring in extra tables, moving some couches together. All of a sudden, they created a section that didn't even exist. Or even further than that, they might tell somebody to get up out their section and move them somewhere else and put you in that person's section. Fellas, these are some of the advantages of having some money. When you have money, people find ways to make things happen for you. Money gives you access. Money gives you options. Money gives you freedom. And for me personally, fellas, freedom is the biggest advantage. If you want to go somewhere, you can go. If you want to buy something, you can buy it. You don't got to wait on nobody. If you want to help somebody, you can help them. You don't have to wait on nobody else to save you. You don't have to stay in bad situations or relationships because you're financially depending on the other person. You don't have to tolerate disrespect from nobody because you're afraid of what might happen if you were to leave. When you have your own money, you have the ability to say no, walk away and make changes when you need to. That's real power, fellas. But y'all know if I give y'all the good, I also got to give y'all the bad. When it comes to money, there's also a dark side that comes with this money. And I know people glorify money so much in the positives that come with money that they don't prepare you for the negative side once you get it. Once people realize you have money, it becomes a lot harder to determine who genuinely values you and who only values what you can provide. Fabulous made a quote in one of his songs on his soul tape. He said, are they around you because you're beneficial or because you've been official? Because some people don't want to grow with you. They just want to leech off of you. They want you to pay for dinner. They want you to pay for the bottles. They want you to pay for their food. They want you to cover the trip. They want access to the lifestyle without being a part of any of the sacrifices that it took to create it. You're gonna realize in September, everybody that's gonna be around you asking for money or wanting you to buy stuff or wanting you to spend your money wasn't with you during your 90-day run. And one of the darkest parts is people start feeling entitled to your money. People feel like just because you love them or just because you guys are close that they're entitled to a percentage of your money. They feel like you're automatically supposed to pay it because you got it. Or they'll say, you make more than me, you can afford it, you'll make it right back. But the whole time they didn't help you make not $1. Y'all wasn't there with me waking up early. Y'all wasn't there when I was doing that deep work. Y'all weren't there when I stayed home, sacrificed, told myself no to temptation. I wasn't there when my bank account was in the negative. But now when you see me with something, now all of a sudden you feel entitled to a percentage of something I built. But that's not how that works, fellas. And then when you tell people no, now all of a sudden they want to say you changed. Now you're selfish. Now you acting funny. Now all of a sudden they want to say money changed you. No, money didn't change me. I just realized you became way too comfortable with counting my pockets. Just because I can afford something doesn't mean I owe it to you. Fellas, you gotta realize people will spend your money faster than they will spend their own money. That's why when you get it, you gotta set boundaries. The dark side is also with women too. When you're doing well, women are going to treat you differently, fellas. They're going to respond faster. They're going to want to be around you more. They're going to want to experience the treatment and the lifestyle that comes with the money. But you got to ask yourself, does she genuinely like me, or does she just like what I can provide? And that question right there is getting harder and harder to determine nowadays. Because if the whole relationship is based on what you can spend, you're gonna feel pressured to keep spending just to keep her interested. Now you're going on expensive dates every weekend. Now you paying for trips. Now you buying expensive gifts. And it's like you no longer building a genuine connection. At that point, you're just buying temporary attention. And temporary attention is like the strip clubs, fellas. That's something that I learned going to the strip clubs. You could be sitting at a table and nobody would pay you any attention. But the moment you pull out some money, now everybody want to come over. Now you look down, you got 10, 15 girls is in front of you shaking their ass. Now everybody smiling, dancing on you, making you feel like the most important person in the building. And when I was younger, I used to fall in love with that attention. I used to think they really genuinely liked me, y'all. But as I got older, I realized like, nah, it was just because I had money. And that's the reality of it. People treat you nicer. People treat you like you're more important when you have money. And there's nothing wrong with understanding that exchange inside of that environment. The problem is when you start mistaking paid attention with genuine affection. Some men become addicted to that feeling. They start buying bottles they can't afford. They get cars with payments they can barely make. They max out credit cards buying designer. They going on trips. They buying trips with their homies when their bills are behind. They spending tomorrow's money just to feel important tonight. And this is the dark side of money, fellas. When you start using your money to purchase validation instead of creating your freedom. So look, fellas, especially my fellas that's doing this 90-day run with me. After these 90 days, you should have more money saved, more discipline, and better habits. Don't do all of this hard work, all of this sacrifice, all of this saving during this 90 days, just at the end of it to throw it all away trying to impress other people. Be aware of the fake friends who watched you grind for 90 days, didn't help you, didn't join you, didn't motivate you, didn't encourage you. But once they see how much you saved after 90 days, they're gonna be the first one to encourage you to spend it. Blow it on bullshit. Come outside. You'll make it right back. Just get the section, bro. Just buy the bottles, bro. They weren't making no sacrifices with you. So don't let them control how you spend your results. And be careful for the women who try to make you prove your value by constantly spending money on them. The right woman isn't gonna encourage you to destroy everything that you work to build. Also, fellas, make sure you watch your vices. For some of y'all, it's gambling, liquor, weed, women, partying. Some of y'all, it might even be the strip club. Don't save your money for 90 days straight just to throw it all in one night because temporary attention made you feel important. The goal isn't to make money. The goal is to keep it, to grow it, and use it to create a better life for yourself. Anybody can make money and blow it. It takes a disciplined man to make money, keep money, and to know when to say no. So enjoy the access. Enjoy the options. Enjoy your freedom. Just don't fall victim to the dark side of making money. That's all for the day, fellas. Make sure y'all follow me on all social platforms. I'm gonna leave it in the description below. Also, if you wanna work one-on-one with me in the trenches, click the link in the description below. Book a call and we'll see if you're a good fit. But fellas, don't book that call if you're not ready to turn your life around. Because once you make that commitment, understand it's not you anymore. It's us. Fellas, we have no more time to waste. It's time to perform.